I want to go back home and get my jersey. I don't want to do that. But I'm going to be left out. I already know. What's up, YouTube listeners, podcast listeners? Welcome to the Whatever Man Show. Thank you again for listening. So you got yours truly at StyleStyles87. Remember to represent the Dallas Cowboys like I talked about in a previous episode. Thank you again, Manny. Shout out for getting me this jersey. Much appreciated. I'm wearing my Whatever Man shirt. Whatever, man.
Repping my Jets all day. Jamal Adams. Send me tickets, please.
Does a Skittle chewing bother you yet?
I'm trying to ignore it.
Whatever, man.
And then at Manny Beeson. Was it?
At Manny Beeson. Instagram. At Manny Beeson _ on Twitter.
And I'm at JDAngel _ on Instagram.
That's what's up. All right, guys.
And TikTok.
And TikTok, yeah. Mine's StyleStyles87 on TikTok also. Just posted a video. Take a peek if you can. It was a good laugh. Video credit goes to Justin.
If you guys like some funny videos, you can watch a clip of me running it to the house with Peyton Manning on Madden. I want to say it was like Madden 15.
It doesn't matter. It still happened,
Like
and I'm
that.
pissed.
I remember it.
I used a little nice voiceover of a little kid talking a lot of shit playing online. Made it even funnier.
Suck. I didn't even watch it yet.
At Manny Beeson on TikTok. Feel free to check it out. I thought it was pretty funny.
Whatever, man. All right. Well, first off, I wanted to start our episode off with a quick moment of silence for the legend that is Howard Finkel. He was a really big deal in the WWE world. He was, one would say, the voice of World Wrestling Federation at the time, now known as World Wrestling Entertainment. I would also like a moment of silence for Tavares Jackson, who just passed away. He was a Seahawks quarterback, also a Vikings quarterback. And anyone who else, is unnamed that has passed away recently, whether it be personal to you or anybody else you can think of. I just wanted to make a quick moment of silence. All right. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. It was a really sad day in the world of sports overall, whether it be sports or sports entertainment. It doesn't matter. It's a sad day between those who have passed away or those who have been released or lost their job. Today we have the full list of people in the WWE. We'll start there. Of people who lost their job, in case you weren't notified or up to speed with what's going on. We'll let you know who it is, our thoughts on it. Maybe we'll be able to tell you where they've gone. I know some people have gone to different places, found new jobs, and that's great. Manny, why don't you start us off with the list?
All right. So I'm gonna read you. I'm gonna read you the list from WWE themselves. So WWE has come to terms on the release of Kurt Angle, Rusev, Drake Maverick,
Not Rusev Day.
Zack Ryder, Kirk Hawkins. Ones I'm surprised about is Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Eric Rowan, Sarah Logan, which I'm kind of surprised about as well. No Way Jose. I thought they were underusing him anyway. I can't pronounce his last name.
Mike Kanellis?
No.
Oh.
Mike Chioda.
Mike Chioda.
The ref? The ref?
Yeah.
What the heck?
He had been with the WWE for 30 years.
Mike Chioda.
30 years.
That guy is like the guy who took over after Earl Hebner left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mike
He's been
Chioda.
there for 30 years, and they released him from his contract. Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis, they had been pushing for a release for a while, so they finally got their wish. EC3 was huge in NXT, and they brought him up just to bury him. Very pointless. Aiden English, who wasn't doing much besides commentating these days. Leo Rush. Leo Rush got replaced by Lana with
Leo Rush, too.
Bobby Lashley, so didn't have much there going on for him. Primo and Epico also got released, and that is the full list as of right now. And that was pulled directly from WWE's website, so that's what I know about.
Yeah.
Pretty sad about Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, especially when they had that
With AJ Styles.
faction with AJ Styles.
Yep.
You know, they could have made something with that.
They're on the rise because of that, because AJ Styles was making something out of it. You know, I'm personally sad about Kurt Angle. A little bit sad about Zack Ryder also, because the woo woo woo. You know, the Ric Flair commercial had me going.
Yeah.
But now he could be on AEW. You said
He's going to AEW. I got a notification that he just signed a contract with AEW, and that's good for him. I'm hoping to utilize him well. What we talked about earlier today was whether or not he's allowed to bring the woo 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 with him, whether he owns that or wrestling owns that. We're unsure. We haven't quite figured that out yet. Manny, you said that, or was it you, Justin, that said that he did that on YouTube before the wrestling?
It was technically both of us.
We were having a conversation.
We were having a conversation. Manny brought it up.
I mean, from what I remember of Zack Ryder is he started his push to become a wrestler on YouTube. And he got recognized by WWE for how big his following was on YouTube, for his push to become a superstar, and they took him on. Now, his character was his own creation, so that's what would be my thought process behind thinking that he would be allowed to keep that character, since he's the one that created it. Unless, like, we don't know about, but WWE gave him all this money and they're like, we're going to own your character's rights now, but you're going to be the character and nobody else is.
Which those things do happen.
Yeah, those things could happen. And when he goes to, if he goes to AEW, because Sal says he got an alert for it, and I'm on AEW's site and I don't see anything about them signing him, so I'm not sure where the concrete evidence is for that. I'm not calling you a liar or anything, but that's just what I'm looking at right now. But yeah, I mean, Zack Ryder was great.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching him at WrestleMania, winning the Intercontinental Championship. And
I was gonna bring that up. I was like, that's like one of my favorite memories, just to lose to the Miz. And
yeah,
Hey,
lose
but-
to the Miz, but
I would pull it up on my phone, but that is our camera.
yeah, it is.
It is so our camera. But yeah, unless I dreamt it, but I'm pretty sure I saw that on my notifications. Zack Ryder signed with AEW, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Where it
I
came
didn't see
from?
anything from it either.
Thought it was WWE.
why would WWE alert you that he signed with AEW?
I have
Yeah, they
no
would
idea.
do that.
Somewhere I
This
saw
is why he's a Cowboys fan.
somewhere that has nothing to do with it. I'd rather be a Cowboys fan than a Jets fan, or
At least
you know,
we beat them.
I also would rather be a Cowboys fan than have a player go 4 years in Madden and then get forced to retire.
That's a video game. You're comparing video games to real life.
Yeah, video game. You know, esports is a thing.
Salty.
I'm confused.
Sip my coffee. None of my business though. Man, just didn't want to sign with the Patriots.
I didn't want to sign with the Patriots.
I'm personally all disrespect.
With
But
disrespect is right.
I'm personally also sad with the Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows being
Yeah.
released. That's pretty sad. And Rusev, because they could have used Rusev. He was such a big thing, especially with Rusev Day.
Yeah, no. Now they can't utilize Alana and Bobby Lashley marriage.
It's like
thing.
he wanted to leave for a while. I know. Recently the Revival also are gone too.
They're planning on going to AEW anyway, right?
It's not confirmed, but they were that's one of the big rumors.
That's
I know
absurd.
they finally were granted their releases.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, that's what they wanted.
They've been wanting that for so long. WWE kept to try to keep them, and then
They
Mm-hmm.
weren't able to do anything with him. It's just...
they ruined their WWE just ruined their relationship with them because they were so good in NXT. And then when they got brought up, one of them got injured, and then just weren't utilized the right way.
What a shame.
Mm-hmm.
What a shame.
But another thing with WWE is that topic of them being an essential company. And I would like to know what you guys think about that.
I heard about that. That they're trying to pass that off as essential.
Yeah, I mean, Florida already ruled in favor that the WWE is essential, and I don't understand how that's even possible. I want to be entertained, man, but I also don't want to put these people's life in danger. It's not time to play jokes or time to take sides, but this coronavirus thing is a real deal, and there's no reason to walk around like it's not. Because that's just being foolish. And I think that's what Vince McMahon is doing by making these claims and then releasing all these superstars. It's essential, but you got to release talent because, let's be real, you don't want to pay them because they're not going to make it out to shows. And you don't want them just being bodies that you're paying for. It is what it is at this point, but what can you do, honestly? I don't see it as essential. I would love to see everything just on pause right now. I mean, I'm seeing a lot on the news that there's a lot of governors that are getting together that want to reopen their states sometime in May.
May 20th?
Not sure. I didn't see a specific date. All it said was May. They've all come to terms and agreements that they want to open up on this at the same time, and it seems like the president's always also backing them on their decision. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. What about you, Justin?
So I don't know exactly like the dates and all that, what they're gonna do, but to go back with the WWE thing. It's like, I don't think they're an essential business at all. Like, I understand with the entertainment and all that, but like, when you look at the NBA, they're fully shut down. And they're not playing any games, and while it should be the playoffs coming up. Which hurts really bad.
So
Yeah,
bad.
we should have baseball coming up soon.
Baseball should be coming up, but they're trying to keep their people safe. They're trying to keep everyone safe, and
That's important.
honestly, that's what I think WWE should do.
Yeah.
But
I found out where I found that notification. It was Twitter. And it looks like it was just like a this could happen thing. Like, I just got a notification from Twitter earlier that looks like they want Zack Ryder to sign with AEW. Like, a lot of people
it
do.
wasn't confirmed. It was,
I just saw it. It was just a really quick glimpse. People were just really hyped up on seeing if Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins go to AEW, and people were really saying that they think they'll thrive there, and it could happen. It could happen. That's what the people want, and that might be what happens in the future.
but another thing with going back to the NBA, switching topics now, because there's nothing really much going on with the NBA.
Yeah.
I can't really find any news, but I know they're having the Michael Jordan documentary coming up soon, and that's the big talk right now. And Michael Jordan is saying that he'll think that the people view him as a horrible guy.
Yeah.
Because of the documentary?
He said because of the documentary, he's going to be painted as a villain.
What?
I mean, if you're a hardcore NBA fan, a lot of you know that Michael Jordan wasn't the dude to mess with. If you were going to be on his team, you were there to contribute. You weren't there to ride the bench to get a ring. He wanted anybody that was going to be there, and he pushed a lot of dudes out the door. That's why there's a lot of players. I forgot recently there was a player that said he wished he had never played with Michael Jordan.
Really?
So-
I know what you're talking. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I
on
saw it.
Stackhouse.
Yeah. Stackhouse said that he wished he never played with Michael Jordan, and a lot of people are looking at him like, why would you even say that? But the reality is, Michael Jordan's demeanor was just like, hey, you're either with me or you're not with me, and while you're on this team, you're with me. And he was the one calling the shots. Him and Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen. Like, a big reality that a lot of people don't talk about is that Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen both didn't want Dennis Rodman on their team. But Dennis Rodman came in, put in work, They didn't need him to score because they were the scorers.
Mm-hmm.
All they needed him to do was grab the boards, and the
Good
man
job.
was getting like 20 boards a game. So that's all they needed from him.
Because that whole Pistons.
Yeah,
and
but
Bulls thing.
I mean, I'm waiting to see what ends up happening with that. Something else that's big in the NBA right now that I actually read was that this kid, the number one prospect in in high school basketball, has decided that he will not go to college. He is going to forego college, and he's going to enter in the G League development program and go to the draft from there. And by doing that, he automatically enters in for an opportunity to make money versus going to college and making these colleges money.
It's actually a smart idea.
Now, there's a lot of gray area there because even though it shouldn't happen, a lot of these athletes that go to college end up making some money somehow, just by their name. He's the number one prospect. So, California high school star Jalen Green, the number one prospect in the 2020 ESPN 100, is making the leap to a reshaped NBA professional pathway program, a G League initiative that sources say will pay elite prospects $500K plus and provide a one-year development program outside of the minor league's traditional team structure. Green, a potential number one overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft, announced Thursday that he is bypassing college to become to become the professional pathway's first participant, a decision that is likely cleared the way for more commitments from elite prospects. His decision to join the NBA and G League development program for the 2021 season has broad implications for the future of the NCAA and NBA landscape. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and the G League president, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this dude's name, and I know he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, I want to try. Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Yeah. Have worked to eliminate two massive hurdles to convincing players uninterested in college basketball to pass on the lucrative National Basketball League of Australia by providing a massive salary increase and a structure that doesn't include playing full-time in the G League. So, I mean, we're going to see what happens. I mean, I think it's a great thing because there's a lot of great players that came to the NBA right out of high school. LeBron James,
Kobe Bryant,
Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett. All these dudes, man, Hall of Famers, and they came out of high school. They didn't bother going to college.
Didn't they make a rule shortly after LeBron James, not that long ago actually, that they will no longer take players straight out of high school?
Correct.
This is something different, though, right? This is something different because he's out of high school, but he's going into a league, so technically he's not going right out of high school.
Correct. Yeah,
so it's like a loophole.
Yeah, they're creating a new opportunity.
Right.
Giving you the choice of not having to go to college.
Right. That's the first thing that came to my mind was like, well, if you came right out of high school, it can't happen because of that new rule that they made however long ago. But, you know, this is something that will help with his development. It's clearly important for him to do basketball, and that's where all his eggs are in that basket right now. I respect that decision. I really do. And yeah, he's gonna go places, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know too much about Jalen Green because I don't follow high school basketball too much. But to be the number one in 100, obviously his talent has to be something. I usually don't follow players, honestly, until they make it to the draft. I watch college basketball a little bit, but...
It's how March Madness going on.
There is no March Madness.
That's such a shame.
You can't really see how people are doing.
Right?
So, guys, obviously there's not a lot to talk about in sports right now. And we still have quite a bit of time left in our
plenty
podcast.
to talk about for Cowboys. I got plenty to talk about.
All right, talk about your Cowboys then, because I haven't read anything on the Cowboys.
So there's a few things. So one, Jason Witten going to the Raiders.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, Jason Witten's going to the Raiders. That was announced a little while ago. And
I was about to say we talked about this on another podcast.
I don't think we did.
I don't remember.
I don't think we did. Anyways, Jason Witten going to the Raiders. That happened a little while ago. I think, he's still got some football in him, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do for the Raiders because they're rebuilding a team, clearly. Blake Jarwin, who was a rookie, he's ready to step up to that number one role. That is some really big shoes to fill. I think that he's got the talent. They can definitely utilize him well. They didn't really utilize him as much in the previous season, I think, but I'm excited to see what he can do. He's young, he's fresh, he's ready to roll. That's one thing right there. Another thing that I read about is the Cowboys are looking to potentially, maybe, draft a quarterback in the draft. Whether that be early or not, I think it's a good idea for them to draft a quarterback as a backup because they do not have a backup for Dak Prescott. You never know what's going to happen with him. He got, still working on that contract negotiation. It's not going anywhere right now. I am concerned because I saw somewhere that he did make a comment. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I saw it on social media. It was NFL memes, so it may not be a...
Never believe NFL memes.
Yeah, but it looked legit, but it just said Dak Prescott, and then it was an interview, and it said, I can't support my family on $34 million. And I saw that, and I was like, that can't be true. That cannot be true. I actually researched it. I looked it up. Couldn't find anything. I just wrote it off as, that's not true at all. And if it was, that would be really bad publicity for him. I don't think that would be a smart move. So that's why I thought, because of where the source came from, it wasn't true. It was just someone trying to stir up some trouble or make fun of him. Either way, I still think a backup plan should be created in case they cannot come with the terms or if he gets hurt. Jalen Hurts would be a great option. You would have to probably get him second round, if anything.
Well, it's a bad signal.
He's very similar to Dak Prescott. He's a game manager. He's got a very similar skill set. They can utilize him well. I think that he could go places. And it sucks that he'd be a backup, but you never know. Another prospect that they're looking at and interviewed is, well, actually I don't know if they interviewed him. They interviewed Jalen Hurts, but James Morgan is another quarterback that they're looking at right now. He could be a good backup as well, I think. He's doing really well in college. That's another option. But yeah, I think that's something that would be really smart, honestly, for them to pick up a quarterback in the draft that can actually be a backup quarterback in case something happens. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but that's just my take. I think the Cowboys should draft a quarterback.
I think Dak Prescott has a big head for a quarterback that hasn't done anything.
You have you looked at the stats?
Stats are great and all, man, but when you don't lead your team to winning seasons and playoff games,
it's not all on him, man. It's not all on him. He had actually a really good season last year.
He plays the most important position in a football team. And what's his name? I'm sorry. Shannon Sharp said that most of his stats came in garbage minutes of games when they were already losing. So teams gave up a lot of his stats late in the game when the stats didn't even matter. So stats can be skewed in so many ways.
You're right. I respect that. I do. I also will argue that I don't think it's all on him. You got to remember the coach was Jason Garrett last year. He did not really do the best on making the right decisions. He put a lot of heat's going on him because he's the quarterback. Yeah, it's the most important position, but due to that, he's getting a lot of that spotlight. It's not just him that created the issue, So it's the entire team, in my opinion. The entire team just needs to collectively go together and make something happen.
I think Jerry Jones is the reason why that team fails so badly.
I think Jerry Jones needs to not be the GM, personally. I think a lot of Cowboys fans can agree. I'm sad that Byron Jones left. He still is my favorite defensive player, even though he's going to Miami. He was in the Cowboys, did very good things there. He'll do great things in Miami as well. And I'm sad that he's gone, honestly. But that's what I got.
I personally don't follow the Cowboys.
I mean, that's why I talk about the Cowboys.
I don't really have a say with that. But I can talk about the Patriots.
Jared Stidham.
Jared fucking Stidham. But no,
That's your new guy.
no one really knows what they're going to do for the draft. Everyone's saying that they should go for a quarterback. Some people said they should trade up. And one of the things was that they could trade Julian Edelman for like a higher draft pick. But one, I don't agree with that because I love Julian Edelman. He's one of the
but
best
then
slot receivers.
what happens if you get a quarterback with no one to throw to?
Jared fucking Stidham. But yeah, they were saying that, and Julian Edelman said to some analysts, he was like, "Nice hairline, bro." But yeah, they're not gonna trade away Julian
Was it
Edelman.
LeBron James? Was it LeBron James?
No, that would have been kind of funny though. You know, LeBron James is a Cowboys fan.
Is he? He's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, he is
I didn't know
Cowboys
that. Yep, I didn't know that. He goes to a lot of the games and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think really anyone knows because Patriots usually they pull out some surprises. But then again, they don't really have high draft picks and any of that. I don't think they're gonna trade up.
They typically draft well though.
They
Even though they don't have high draft picks.
Mhm.
Well, there's a crazy stat that I saw that we all knew, but I just happened to post, was that they won the AFC championship. Not the championship, I'm sorry, the division. They won a division for the entire decade.
yeah, they did.
2010 all the way to 2019. 10 years in a row, the Patriots have won their division. That is crazy!
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy! I don't know.
Well, to be fair, they've played in one of the easiest divisions in all football.
Still crazy.
Because the Jets haven't been good in 10 years. The Dolphins haven't been good in 10 years. Who else do we have in our division? The Bills haven't been good. The
Don't
Bills...
even know who's in your division. Jeez.
Because our division is a joke. Our division is the New England Patriots.
Well, the Bills look like they're going to take it next year. Sorry.
Bills, they could. They looked really good last year, but we'll just have to see how the Bills do because they might just flop. But they have their chance. They better do it now because there's no Tom Brady on there.
The only other thing that I've seen about the Jets going on recently is that the Jets keep flopping back and forth between what they're going to pick with their 11th pick in the first round.
Pick a quarterback.
They're either going to pick a lineman or they're going to pick a wide receiver. And for a couple of weeks, it was a lineman. Then it went to receiver and went back to a lineman. And then this week, I just saw reports that they're looking at drafting a wide receiver from Alabama. So
They need weapons on offense.
we do need weapons on offense, but
That offense.
Sam Darnold isn't going to do anything unless he has a good line. And I know we made a lot of moves for our offensive line this offseason because a couple of podcasts ago I told you guys that the Jets' offensive line right now is costing them $40 million a year.
I know, that's still crazy to me.
And if next year is a flop and Sam gets sacked like crazy again,
You wasted all that money.
Wasted all that money.
All that money.
So we'll just have to see and find out once the season starts. They're still looking to start the season.
I hope they do, and it looks like it's going to.
And the draft's going to be virtual.
It's just training camp, is going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Let's see. Manny's a jerk. You know what's funny? I'm glad you brought that up because in the all-time series, Jets versus Cowboys, Cowboys are still winning. They have more victories over that, and they scored exponentially more points than the Jets. Oh, look at that right there. It just came out. So Cowboys lead the series 7 wins versus the Jets 5 wins. Cowboys have scored a total of 322 points, whereas the Jets have only scored 194. So in the all-time series results, the Cowboys are still better than the Jets.
What about the last 5 meetings?
the last 5 meetings, it was the Jets won the last 3 and lost 2. So that's fine. I'm surprised you didn't say, what about the last 3 meetings?
No,
Then
because
it would have been a little bit better. But still, overall,
to be fair,
beat the
because
series.
I couldn't say only 3 because we don't play them that often.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it wouldn't be enough of a pool to look at if I only include 3 games. Yeah, my Jets won the last 3 games.
Yeah.
But that's because you guys can't beat bad teams.
Barely. Overall, though, Cowboys won 7 times and Jets have won 5 times.
Go Pats.
Go Jared Stidham.
Let's go, Jared fucking Stidham.
Cool stat that hurts my pride is that Tom Brady in his career has only lost 5 times to the New York Jets.
Let's see
One
how
of them
many
was to freaking Geno Smith.
Patriots lead the series against the Jets. 67 wins, 54 Jets win, and 1 tie.
One tie. When was the tie?
Let's find out. There's a couple overtimes. Look at that. The tie was
Way back.
in 1966 when they were the Boston Patriots.
Oh, yeah, good times.
October 2nd, 24-24.
The Boston Patriots. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't like the way that sounds.
Yeah.
They might as well be the Boston Patriots.
It might as well because they are a mass, but it just doesn't sound right.
This is straight up all just Jets. What about the other teams?
Dude,
Let's go here.
Tom Brady has destroyed us so many times.
I mean,
Well, he ain't there no more.
we'll see what happens.
So last season we played the Patriots twice.
Mm-hmm.
In week 3 and then in week 6. They beat us in week 3 30-14. And in week 6 they beat us 33-0. That is trash. Like literally a week after we beat the Cowboys, they destroyed us.
Of course.
And Sam Darnold in that game, he threw 4 interceptions. Guess how many touchdowns he threw?
0.
0.
Yep.
Because we scored 0 points.
That's just sad.
Le'Veon Bell had a decent game. 15 carries for 70 yards.
Didn't give him to him enough though.
Le'Veon Bell is still one of the highest paid.
Yeah.
Which is good. You know what's funny? The Dallas Cowboys lead the series against the New England Patriots 7-6.
Hey, we went to that game last year.
We went to that game, but the Patriots have scored more points. 259 points versus the Cowboys 249 points.
7-6 though.
And the Cowboys have lost the last 6 meetings. 6 meetings.
So-
That's because back then the Patriots weren't relevant and the Cowboys were.
Yeah, they
you
sucked
wanna flip
before.
that. You want to flip that. Wait, what did you say? Say that again.
I said because back then the Cowboys were relevant and the Patriots weren't.
In the last 6 meetings?
No,
like the
back then.
You're talking about before that.
like in the 90s and the
Yeah, like before, the last 6 times we lost, but before that we won 7 times straight. So we're on a losing streak, Cowboys.
back when we were not relevant.
Yeah, you guys were not relevant.
Back before I was a thought.
It's a little funny.
Not THOT. The other thought.
Correct.
Who even uses that line anymore?
A lot of people. Just
Really?
not around here.
Yeah, apparently
Because
That's why I'm here.
That's why Justin's here, because apparently he's a thought. Maybe a lost thought.
sad panda.
Sad panda.
Sad panda.
Well, that's about it for this sports talk.
Yeah, like I said, there's not a lot to talk about in sports.
Uneventful happened.
We can finally move on to video games.
All right.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, we can talk about video
Final
games now.
Fantasy VII Remake. I started that up today. Streamed that on Twitch. SalStyles87 on Twitch. That was fun. I played for 3.5 hours, give or take, and I had a blast. It was revisiting old memories from way back in the day when the original PlayStation 1 was out. That game got me into the Final Fantasy series, and it's been a long ride. It was just so nostalgic. I was like, I remember when that happened in the original game. I recommend it. I do not see anything bad about that game right now. The only thing that made me mad was when I couldn't find the cats on a side quest.
I was going to bring that up.
I found all 3 of them. It took a while.
I was there.
Justin came and, they were the cats. So yeah, if you want a good game to play, something to sit down, have a good hack and slash kind of game, definitely recommend Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know, I messed up. I know, I did.
Fail Friday.
I know. I did. Whatever.
Have you
It's
ever
not about
done
me.
Fail Friday yet?
No, I'm getting a lot of different episodes so I can get a compilation together.
I thought it was going to be each week.
No. It's going to be a compilation.
We're
of
only 4. This is only episode 4, Justin. There's not enough. I know I mess up a lot, but there's not enough.
You
for a
took my
full
argument.
episode.
Sharif Abdur Rahim.
Good thing you called yourself there.
Just staring at the thing. But that's my hot take for games right now. That's for me. What about you guys? What games are you playing right now? Who wants to go?
I play a lot of sports games, so
You retired
That's-
as player today.
I
True
had
story.
to retire my player today. Listen to this ridiculousness.
Madden 20.
Madden 20.
That's my copy, right?
Yeah, it's your copy.
Okay, I thought so.
You don't ever play it, so I was playing
I'm
it.
playing Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, to be
And
fair, you
Smash
bought
and
Madden
Zelda.
like 4 months ago.
It was on sale.
You could have played it when you bought it.
Playing something different. Anyways, franchise. Manny Silva.
Face of the
retired 4 years later.
franchise. I created a player. I thought, everything was gonna go good. I swept through 4 seasons real quick. Won the Super Bowl 3 times out of the 4 seasons. The last season I messed up because I accidentally
I was
simmed
gonna say
a
that.
playoff game, and
Lost to
we
the
got-
Browns.
we lost to the Browns. We lost to the Browns with a rookie quarterback named Joey
Hernandez.
Joey
Who the
freaking
hell is that?
I don't know, but if he's a real player coming up, that would be awesome.
He's not a real player.
If
coming
he
up.
is a real player coming up in the draft, I will never let you live that down.
He's not a real player in real life. But yeah, I went into the off season and I'm like, my contract's up. So guess what? I get to go into free agency, and I get 1 contract offer from the New England Patriots.
For how much?
$110 million for 7 years.
Didn't take it.
Wasn't
I
enough.
did not want that. So I hit circle to back out, and it says, if you decline this contract, you have to retire your player. What? Why would I have to do that? That's not even close to real life.
No
It's a
one
little
wanted you. No
It's a
one
little
wanted
funny.
you. Then again, a lot of things were not close to real life in that movie.
What did I say?
Mike Tomlin was a head coach.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin was the
Mike
head coach.
Tomlin was the head coach of the
And
New
so
England
was
Patriots. And
Blake.
And Blake Bortles was
Bortles.
the quarterback of...
Blake Bortles was the quarterback, and Andrew Luck was still playing.
And Tom Brady retired.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers were both retired.
This was
And-
the year 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were both Hall of Famers already, which I'm pretty sure that doesn't make sense because there's a
There's a
period of
limit.
time that you have to wait until you're eligible to go into the Hall of Fame.
It sure does.
So Madden being whack like always.
Yeah, Madden, whatever, man.
What did I
Whatever,
say?
man.
What did I
You
say?
said it.
No, what did I say when I was like, you should take that contract?
And you said I should take the contract.
And then I said, yeah, you're not getting paid what you want, but maybe you can put some really good players around you.
Whatever, Tom Brady.
I was like, you could be the next Tom Brady.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been playing nothing but like Animal Crossing. So.
That's all these guys have been playing is
That's
Animal Crossing.
all I've been playing because it's a great game to just. I don't think you would like it. But
Yeah, I looked up videos on YouTube about it. Dumbest game I've ever seen in my life.
It's a great game to pass time.
He's one of those games.
It's one of those games. I'm not sure you would like it either. But I never played it before until
Like Isabel.
just a hater.
I am a hater. I'm not gonna lie about that. I don't want to see or be anywhere near Isabel. I will fight her
In Smash?
in Smash. And
Okay.
have a really frustrating time.
But that's all I'm playing, just Animal Crossing and Smash. Whenever I come over.
Yeah, and Justin and I, we attempt to stream Smash Bros. It's a little difficult for us right now due to our hardware. You know, it's not very hardware friendly for us based on what we have. We make it work, and we innovate, and we were posting about it in previous podcasts. We mentioned it. Unfortunately, when I mentioned that I was streaming on Twitch today, some people thought I was streaming Smash Bros. Apologize for the disappointment, but we're working on it. We'll get you some. We'll get you the Wario versus Snake rivalry rundown.
If I can even stream that on Twitch.
Well,
If they would let us.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Nintendo's kind of strict when it comes to that, suppose.
might
I know
get
they
a
do
mixer.
tournaments.
I might get a Xbox mixer. I might
You
make
could
a
do
mixer.
Jackbox.
Jackbox streaming, so you can get all the funny answers that nobody will understand but us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of inside jokes.
Yeah, no,
Nobody would want to watch that.
So this
I
is
would want.
all sarcasm, by the way. You know, the only
Just
person
you,
who would
me, and
watch it.
Simeon.
I wouldn't watch it. I'd be off doing something different. Simeon is gonna be watching it.
Let's see. I also play NBA 2K a lot. I have a created player,
Retired.
and no, not retired.
Get some of the Patriots.
And my created player, I don't pay for any of my VC. I strictly work for all the VC that my player has.
Virtual
And
currency.
I've gotten up to the point where my player is at 93 overall, and I'm entering season 3 of my player's career. In my first season, I got drafted by the Knicks, and I played with the Knicks, and we got to the playoffs, and we got swept in the first round. And I was like, I am done here, because this team is just god-awful. I can't do anything here. So I got contract offers from everywhere, and I asked for max contracts from all these teams, and they just were not into it. The only team that took up on my offer were the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Clippers took me in, had me starting at point guard, and we went undefeated. We went undefeated, 82 straight games, and then we also won all 16 games in the playoffs to win the NBA Finals.
And then the
Wasn't
finals
on
happened.
easy mode.
It wasn't on easy mode.
Wasn't on easy mode.
If you go to my YouTube, you can see there, it shows right at the end of the game that I was playing an All-Star. I can't play in Hall of Fame. I'm nice, but I ain't that nice.
Which Manny changed his name on YouTube, like we talked about.
I did not change my name on YouTube.
He asked
because
me how to, and then I told him.
He
and
said
I thought
words.
He did.
He said words to me. I thought he was actually going to help me and show me. So I was like, "Fuck this!"
I think I was doing something.
You were playing a video game,
I
but
was
that's
definitely
neither
engaged.
here or there.
And what game was I playing? I think I was playing Pokemon.
Yes, you were playing Pokemon on your DSi.
It wasn't Fire Red, which I just recently beat that and did all the post game stuff. It was Soul Silver, which I started that like I talked about doing, and I'm almost at the end of that game. And I forgot how good that game is. What I want to do is I want to start from the beginning, work my way all the way through the generations, take what I catch from them and develop and whatever, move them into Pokemon Bank or Home, and then bring them up to Sword.
You said next is Soul Silver.
I am on Soul Silver right now.
You are on Soul Silver.
Next would be Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, but you know what? Alpha Sapphire is missing. I don't know where it is. I put so much time and effort in that game. I don't know what happened to it. It's heartbreaking. I might go out and buy Omega Ruby.
I was gonna say,
play that.
I thought you were gonna say I might just go all the way to Denver and just try to see what happens there.
Right?
Way too late for that
It
now.
might be somewhere, but I don't know. It might be in the airport or something.
Yeah,
So
way Too
disappointing.
late for that now.
I know, because I had a lot of promotional things that you can't get unless it was the promotion.
Yeah, promotion's over.
Yeah, but man, I had so much talent on that team. But yeah, and then work my way. I might just skip that one because I want to,
Find it.
maybe I might find it, and if I do, cool. But then Pearl, Diamond, and I think it was black, white,
Yeah.
black, white 2,
XY.
and then it was XY. He said XY, and then it was Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Yeah, and go from there. But I enjoy those games. I like the franchise. I like the series, and
Great series.
it's a great series. It's fun. There's people that want to challenge me in battle. Looking at you, Dwight. We'll get there. We'll get there. You know, in due time.
Dwight doesn't take that stuff lightly, man. He's super serious about how he breeds his Pokemon. I'm like, geez, man, you guys just enter a whole new realm of this game.
I remember when I first met Dwight, and he didn't, didn't really know about that stuff. We talked about it a little bit way back in the day. Then
So you kind of got him into that?
well, I mean, he liked the game, but I remember one conversation specifically. We talked about effort value, and then he went, "What?" And then now he's like super knowledgeable about it. And, all about it. I like it. I like the challenge.
Gotta get that battle in. Did you ever battle Corey?
No, I did not battle Corey. Something I would like to do still. It's just
He's
I don't know,
also really into breeding and all that.
I know we helped each other.
Yeah.
We helped each other out. I got the entire sword Pokedex. I'm waiting for the expansion to come out, and that'll be fun. Can't wait. So yeah, in between games, I'll sit down at night and I'll play Soul Silver a little bit just for fun. Almost at the end of that game. Can't
Already?
wait. Already, yeah. I mean, I played at night. Played like right before bed for the most part.
Have you guys seen any of the footage on the Marvel's Avengers game that's coming out soon?
Yes, and it looks amazing.
I have not.
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, I shouldn't say soon. It's gonna release this fall of 2020.
I heard they got delayed.
I'm looking it up right now, so it's showing release date September 4th, 2020.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Unless they get delayed.
Yeah, that game looks amazing.
That game does look amazing. The graphics look great. They kept pretty true to the characters. I mean, Tony Stark doesn't look like Robert Downey Jr., but he still looks like a douche.
I don't know if they can do that.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that
they
either.
ever did.
Another game that has me kind of curious that's coming out this fall is Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yeah.
That game looks amazing.
On top of that, I mean, it has Keanu Reeves as one of the characters in the game.
I remember
That's
when
all
he
you
showed
need.
up at E3 last year.
That's all you need.
I was
It
like,
presented
"Jeez,
that.
oh,
I was like,
dope,
Keanu
man."
Reeves? What?
Keanu Reeves?
They're also coming out with a new Halo game. No specific date, but just says holiday 2020.
That'll also be on Windows 10, so you don't have to get that
Mm-hmm.
new Xbox.
They announced a new Fable 4.
Oh wow, after all this time.
A launch title for the new Xbox system.
I've also been hearing rumors for Nintendo that they're remaking a bunch of Mario games.
For the anniversary, yep. That's gonna be
And
dope.
they do Sunshine.
That's
Another
your boy.
That's my boy.
Another game that I'm really excited about, even though I won't buy it or play it because it's not the kind of game that I like to play. But just watching it, it was really dope. I got to see basically a gameplay footage of it, and the graphics are just amazing. The Last of Us 2.
Oh,
I was watching footage of it, and oh my god, it looks so amazing. And those games I can't play because the suspense part of waiting for something to come out and attack you,
not
it
your
messes with my anxiety, and I'm not about it.
Last
Would
of
you be
Us.
okay with watching it though?
Yeah, I would be okay with
'Cause
watching
I
somebody
haven't.
play.
And
And
I've
I
beaten
want
it.
You beat it?
I've beaten
I
it.
started.
Number 2, man. Number
I
2
know,
hasn't
I'm
come
talking
out
about the
yet.
first one.
Yeah,
I might play the first one and stream it.
I have the first one. I have the first one too. Funny story, James Stack lent it to me. He never asked for it back.
And then he sold his PS4, I believe.
He sold it to me.
Oh wow, really?
And I got
That's
his game,
easy.
and I got the game for free.
But
But
he gave me Watch Dogs.
let's see.
There's that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
such a
that
good
game
game.
has me super curious. At least to watch it. Like I
There's a new
would
Watch
probably,
Dogs coming out.
I would probably, if Sal bought it, I would watch him play it.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm definitely getting that.
I mean, I have Last of Us, I believe, for PS3. I definitely have it for PS4. It's just been sitting on my shelf, looking at it right there.
I don't have it for PS4. I have it for PS3. I think you're the reason why I got it.
Yeah?
If I remember right. And then I played it, and I played the heck out of it, and it's like, wow, this is a great game.
This is a great game. I know, because it was just so amazing looking. Like, I like the Uncharted series, and it felt like that, but with more, like, horror, you know?
Very serious.
Yeah. I'm excited to play Resident Evil 3. That game just recently came out. I got Resident Evil 1, remake, like Origins of Resident Evil 2, working my way up, and I just want to play the whole series and remastered or remade, and it looks a lot of fun. I think some people are talking about Doom right now, Doom Eternal.
I haven't played any Doom.
I've never really played or got into Doom, like old school, like on the computer a long time ago. I played Doom briefly, and it was fun. You know, it was cool, but it just, I don't know. I just wasn't into it at the time. So if I get into it, maybe it'll be like when it comes down in price. But, I don't know, maybe some. I heard they're making a new Diablo also. Anyone hear about that?
Yep. Diablo 4.
Still trying to get caught up to Diablo 3. I haven't played it yet. It's sitting on my shelf, looking at it right there.
Yeah, so officially confirmed by BlizzCon 2019, Diablo 4 is set to take us to hell and back with what looks like a devilishly good sequel filled with dungeons crawling goodness. Set in a world, a sanctuary. You'll battle against the burning hells in an always online experience. Oh, some people like that. Some people don't. I have friends that don't buy specific games because they have to play them online the entire time. So like, I'm a big fan of Destiny, but I have a friend that won't play it because you're forced to play that game online.
Really?
And he's not about it.
The second one or the first one or both?
Both.
You can like
I thought
play
there was a
by
campaign.
yourself, but
You-
you have to be online.
Yeah, you have to be connected to the internet or you can't play the game.
What's this?
I played the heck out of Destiny 1, so
Did you?
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't. I haven't.
if you don't have any of the DLCs, then it's just like no.
There's no, I thought there was a campaign mode.
There's a campaign mode.
I know, but if you have to be online for it, it's a
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah, you have to be online for the campaign mode
That's
as
very
well.
Weird. I mean, it's not weird, but it's just like
Yeah.
not my cup of tea. I mean, I typically play games by myself. I don't typically play in party chats, all that kind of stuff, because it's difficult for me with my lifestyle on coordinating a time where I can meet up with people online and play with them. Would I like to do that? Yeah, absolutely, but I just don't really have that luxury or timing or whatever. I just got so much going on. So I just sit down and play on my own, you know. But this, you know, whole lockdown and quarantine, that might change. I mean, I finally streamed for the first time on Twitch. I'm so happy PlayStation has that capability.
Yeah, that makes it very
So happy.
convenient.
Convenient.
Yep. Which again, I'm thinking about doing a mixer on Xbox. I want to look into that. So if I start playing the Resident Evil series or Witcher 3 or the Tomb Raider series or get back into Assassin's Creed, stuff like that, y'all will be able to check me out if you like. That's up to you. If you don't, then no big deal.
So an area that we haven't really talked about in our podcast is technology. Since we don't have a lot to talk about, I want to fill in with some things, and I'm sure some.
Well, we talk about whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Whatever,
the
man.
Whatever Man podcast.
We talk about stuff that we like, and we like technology.
So Apple announced that they're releasing their iPhone SE, and I know a lot of people are out there like, there was an iPhone SE already, Manny. What are you talking about? They're calling it the iPhone SE, but it's the iPhone SE of 2020, and essentially it is an iPhone that is in the body of an iPhone 8. But what they've done is they've improved certain things, but primarily the processor. Whereas the processor that came in the iPhone 8 was the A11 chip. This iPhone SE will come with the A13, so more improvements to stability, being able to handle the current OS, whereas iPhones with the A11 chip were slowing down or starting to slow down eventually. Probably not a lot of people notice it yet, but if you're a heavy user in your phone, you probably notice that sooner rather than most customers. But what they've done to differentiate it from the iPhone 8 was that they have it in 3 colors. They have it in black, red, and white. With the iPhone 8, it was space gray, not black, and it was silver, not white. So the black model actually looks black. It doesn't have like a tint of gray to it. The white model actually looks really white.
Like, yeah.
And then the red is essentially their product red, which is very popular. When they started doing that with the iPhones, those phones took off. Those phones sold all the time because, let's be real, who doesn't like red?
I mean, that's my favorite color.
Red cell.
Red cell.
Yeah.
Today it was yellow cell for a brief moment.
And then you changed.
Then I went back to red cell. Justin's favorite color is green.
Yeah, it's still going to have water resistance, IPX68.
That's when you were a kid.
It's not recommended into submerging. For all the people that don't like the Face ID, your phone scanning your face, this phone will have Touch ID, so you'll be able to use the fingerprint scanner to make you more comfortable with that. It's going to have a 4.7-inch display, so same exact body dimensions as an iPhone 8. So if you're looking for a new phone and you don't want to break the bank, that's going to be an option for you. And if you currently have an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 7, your current case will fit on this device. But if you're one of those customers that have had that phone, you probably had that phone for a while now. So I would still probably recommend buying a new case for it so you don't have a raggedy old one on your phone.
Clearly, we all like Apple.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by them.
We're not sponsored by them, but we all have Apple products here.
Unfortunately.
We're
not sponsored.
We're not sponsored.
That would be nice. Apple.
That would be so nice.
Holla at your boy.
Apple. What up?
We're all big on Apple.
Yeah.
Apple Watch, iPad,
yes.
iPhone. I was like, "Where's my phone?" Right there.
The phone's also going to have the True Tone, so dramatically adjusts white balance on the display, so images look natural and are easier on your eyes. Haptic touch, so one of the things that the iPhone 8 still has is 3D touch, where it has an actual sensor built into the display to sense how hard you're pushing on it. With haptic touch, it actually has a sensor that times how long your finger stays in a location. So it initiates the same thing, except it saves Apple money by not having that extra layer on the screen that makes them make the phone more expensive.
Which brings down the price.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
You're still going to have the AR sensor built into the camera of the phone, so something that the iPhone 8 doesn't do all that well, but still can do, so AR technology is going to be a lot better on this device itself. Speakers have been improved. You're going to have Wi-Fi 6 on this new phone, so it'll be able to handle higher speeds on Wi-Fi. It's going to be able to handle dual SIMs, so for those people that travel internationally, if it's important for you to be able to have your SIM from overseas and your SIM from here in the US, definitely can make that happen. Essentially, it doesn't allow you to have two SIM cards in the phone. It allows you to have one physical SIM and one eSIM. For the people that's important to, you already know what an eSIM's about, so I'm not going to get too much into detail about that. But if you have questions about it, feel free to leave it in the comments. But now, to get to the real important part of why Apple pushed out this phone. Apple needs to put something out because they're not making money right now because everybody's locked in their home and they want to give somebody something to get excited about. And when it comes to pricing on this phone, I think Apple did a great job.
What's the price?
This device...
What's the price?
This device starts at $399.99 for a 64 gig device. If you need 128, the 128 is only $50 more at $449.99. And if you're a guy like me who needs all the memory, 256 is $549.99.
Which is still actually pretty good.
So it's still a really good price, still better than what the iPhone 11 is costing. Even though if you wanted a high-end iPhone, I would tell you to go with an iPhone 11 or higher. But if you're more on a budget, but you still want a nice phone, and you want a phone from this year, not 3 years ago, this is going to be a huge jump for you guys. To cover something else that, because I know you guys don't know too much about Android, but the company OnePlus has come out with a new Android device. It's called the OnePlus 8. They have a OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro. Differences between the two is mostly size, RAM, and memory capacity, but they both start at I want to say 128 gigs. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the price tags on them are pretty high. But this is why I brought it up, because for so many years I've been selling cell phones. That has been my primary job. in the world. The OnePlus series has always been to me a fake device. It has been a device that a company released. It had rooted software, so it wasn't even legitimate Android, and you couldn't do much with it. It was a GSM only device, so you could only use it here in the U.S. with GSM carriers who are like T-Mobile and AT&T. But for the first time ever, this device is actually going to be sold with a carrier. So you'll be able to go to your Verizon store and pick it up at Verizon. You'll be able to pick it up at Best Buy, what have you. So they're making big pushes.
Big moves.
I mean, the cell phones are always going to evolve. It's never going to stop evolving. It's just going to keep on going and going and going. No matter what happens, the economy, whatever, it's just going to keep on moving.
Almost eligible for my upgrade.
I want to say I am.
I don't remember.
I want to say I am. I think I got mine in 2018 around this time, so I should be close, if anything. That's neither here or there. You guys don't care what I do for my upgrade. But my phone still works just fine, and I'm going to hang on to it as long as I can, because I just don't feel the need to buy a new phone right now. That's just me. Same thing with my car. My car runs perfectly fine, almost paid off. I'm not going to get a new car. Anyways, besides the point.
Real quick, because I did give you guys a lot of specs on the iPhone, I wanted to be fair with the OnePlus and give you specs on that. So if you guys are familiar with the Samsung Galaxy S10, it looks very similar. It has a 3-camera system set up on the back. It's actually 4 cameras. One's actually on the side with a flash. So when it comes to display, you're looking at 6.7 inches. That's a huge display on a smartphone. It has a fluid AMOLED display, aspect ratio of 19.8 by 9, 513 pixels per inch, 3D Corning Gorilla Glass. That's probably the most indestructible glass out right now. But keep in mind, it's still glass. You should still get a screen protector. Don't say I didn't tell you not to. Features things like adaptive display, vibrant color effect pro, motion graphics smoothing, reading mode, and night mode. It has the most current Qualcomm Snapdragon processor at the 865. So for all you nerds out there, huge speeds.
Speed is everything.
This device will come in either 128 or 256. It has a huge battery inside at 4,510 milliamps. It's a non-removable battery. It'll be able to fast charge at 30 watts wireless charging. That's pretty big as well. So you have a rear camera with your main sensor being 48 megapixels, your telephoto lens at 8 megapixels, your ultra wide angle lens at 48 megapixels, color filter lens at 5 megapixels, dual flash, zoom is a hybrid zoom, autofocus, video you'll be able to record in 4K, 30 to 60 frames per second, 1080, same thing, 30 to 40, super slow-mo at 720p, as high as 480 frames per second, and then a 1080 at 240 frames per second. You got your full landscape mode, video editing features. The front camera is 16 megapixel. It's actually a Sony lens, so Sony lenses are actually pretty good. They don't make good phones, but they make pretty solid lenses.
Mirrorless cameras.
It also has a face unlock, on-screen fingerprint sensor. It'll be able to connect to current LTE. It doesn't look like it's going to be supporting 5G, so if you're a customer that is going to be looking for 5G, it may not be something that you're looking to do. But I wanted to bring up one of the top sellers when it comes to Android right now, and they don't have a huge name, but anybody who knows Android phones knows about the OnePlus 8, or the OnePlus company, I'm sorry. And if you want to do some research, they have a full website on all the information you need. Check it out.
Cool. There you go. All the phone stuff. Technology keeps changing, like I mentioned earlier. So if you like technology, check it out. But I think that's about time, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're passing on.
Yeah, I know. It's almost lasagna time.
Zagna.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
making some lasagna tonight.
That's what's up.
I'm hungry.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching or listening, depending on what platform you are checking it out on. And if you like what you hear from us, and if you like the previous episodes so far, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe, review. That'd be awesome. Spread the love. We would love, to, what you guys' thoughts.
And comment your opinions on the topics that we're talking about.
Yeah, or if you have any requests.
Because if you hate the Cowboys like I do, feel free to comment all that.
You'll hate the Jets first.
You can hate the Jets too. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy reading your hate.
If you like
Whatever,
Jared Stidham, comment.
Nobody knows who Jared Stidham is.
He does. All right, guys. At SalStyles87 on all of your social media platforms, except for PlayStation. It's just SalStyles. I want to say the same thing with Xbox. Regardless, SalStyles or SalStyles87. Most of the stuff. That's where I'm at.
At Manny Beeson on Instagram. At Manny Beeson _ on Twitter. At Manny Beeson on TikTok. Check me out.
And at JDAngel _ on Instagram and TikTok.
All right, guys. Signing off.
Peace!